Good afternoon, welcome back. We are with Mr. PK Jena and we are talking to him about what could be a roadmap for bringing across captive power producers, IPPs, MPPs and sitting down with the state, discussing best practices from around in India, and perhaps even IPPI could be a part of that, and evolving a mechanism where each side understands the problems of the other, so that people are not affected, there are no law and order problems created, and yet there is enough profitability, there is enough incentivization of risk mechanisms. So Mr. Jena, we'd like to know, sir, the fact that the state of Orissa stands as a guarantor in a way, or at least it enforces a certain amount of discipline and facilitation of getting coal, logistics, taking care of the displacement of people, taking care that law and order problems are not there. So that captive power producers and other IPPs and MPPs can safely go about the business of selling power, generating power, etc. So is it realistic, sir, to have a certain opportunity cost mechanism worked out so that this pricing is taken care of and the captive power producers and MPPs can in fact help the state government in some way or the other, whether directly or indirectly in times of need, so that both sides balances are taken care of and open access is granted at the right time, and some power is also shared?
In fact, this is what we are looking for. The captive power plants, IPPs or MPPs, require a lot of state support in terms of land, water, displacement, and again, the state also absorbs the environmental pollution load. So, in lieu of all these things, states also should have a fair expectation of getting some power for its people. But what would be the quantity, at what time it should get, I think that should be negotiated and arrived at. Particularly for CPPs, generally we have an MOU with the state wherein it is prescribed that any surplus power has to be injected to the state grid. So that is the general understanding. But in view of the open access laws in the country, this particular MOU might be contradicting that. But at the same time, since the state provides certain supports, it must get certain benefits. And that is what should be accounted for while talking about open access.
So in that case, would it be possible for power producers who entered into old PPAs to exit those PPAs and sign new PPAs where they can sell surplus power outside as well as sell the power within the state whenever the state wants it, to arrive at a new PPA?
In fact, this is where a regular forum like IPPI can work it out with the various state governments and see what is beneficial to everybody and create a win-win situation for everybody. States benefit, its consumers benefit, as well as the entrepreneurs also benefit.
So then perhaps, but the only problem that arises when you have a large market, with different stakeholders such as consumers who are consuming about just a few watts of electricity a day in the rural or the urban sectors. Then you have the large industrial consumers. Now to agglomerate all of them and to discover a price mechanism on a day-to-day basis, on a very short-term basis as well as long-term basis, you have something like the power exchange.
Yeah.
Now, we can't have urban consumers becoming members of the power exchange.
Right.
So how do you impute these costs and arriving at a price signaling mechanism which is acceptable to all? Do you have any idea where this can be generated?
See, the present problem that particularly we are witnessing in the state is that in the time of power crisis, the rate of power available outside is quite high. And a state like Orissa, where a large number of poor consumers are there, we can't import high cost power and give to the supply to the consumers. So therefore there should be a mechanism whereby we must assure a certain quantum of power from each of those production units have to be supplied at a cost so that the domestic aspects, domestic consumers are taken care of. And again, the quantum, the price, all these things have to be determined. I think so far no exercise has been made in this regard anyway. So this is a big challenge for all of us to agree.
So there is one interesting aspect. There is something called the Pune model,
Yes.
which has been discussed. Now, where consumers can pay for the price of power, is it possible for them to absorb the price of power, and for other cheapers, I mean those segments that cannot absorb the price of power, to be given subsidized power? Can something be worked out like that?
Yeah, this Pune model is a quite a good model which can possibly apply to very intensive areas like urban pockets. But when you have large rural population, possibly this might not work. And the other aspect is that whether electricity should be seen as a commercial product or as a social product. These governments in the states have a commitment to supply power for improving the basic human development, SDI. So to that extent, it should be the responsibility of all of us, the government, the producers, as well as facilitators, the regulators, to see how the social aspects of electricity distribution is also materialized.
In that case, we have something, then we are coming to a view that yes, it is possible to balance the interest so long as we continue to have dialogues. We have an informal forum, to say, so to say, where we can learn. Sir, is it possible for us to make it a sustainable development model by saying incentivizing rural generation? Where we can invite private entrepreneurs or project developers to set up rural capacities, small distributed capacities, sell a certain amount of electricity to the panchayat, to the village for free, and sell the balance surplus by injecting it into the grid and deriving market-based power prices, so that nobody pays and nobody is short-charged.
Right. I think this is something very interesting. And similarly, you see, look at the telecom sector, the access deficit charge.
Right.
So that money goes to improving the infrastructure in the rural areas. Similarly, we can think of some mechanism whereby again it is a concept of cross subsidizing. Develop a mechanism whereby the rural areas also get certain quantum of power at a certain favorable price.